Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? This is my last reading before Christmas. I wanted to jump on. It's actually Christmas Eve here in Australia. I wanted to jump on and wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and also give you my hope for 2021. I will be back with another video before New Year's, and I'll do some predictions as well for the collective, for the world, for 2021. And also I have some other videos that haven't been released publicly, so I'll run them this week. I will finish off my tarot scopes, so if you haven't had yours yet, I think it's only Virgo, Libra and Scorpio that need doing. Be patient, be patient, because this is a very, very busy time of year for me. So they will be done before the 1st of January. But having said all of that, thank you also for your support and your comments on the tarot scopes I have posted. It's been very, very good reading them and hearing your stories and how they resonated with you, because they are a general reading as well. Now, today's reading. So first of all, best wishes for Christmas and for the new year. Absolutely. I wanted to jump on quickly and finish this reading on Trump. We cannot finish with him until he's finished. And although we know it's not going anywhere, he's just doing so much damage. And of course, the pardons are absolutely appalling. And if any other country did this, if any other president or autocrat or dictator did this, there would be absolute outcry. The United Nations have already expressed alarm over the pardoning of those Blackwater, I don't know what you call them, mercenaries, who actually massacred women and children and innocents. Some of them were on first-degree murder charges. And it's appalling. It's absolutely appalling that he's done what he's done. He doesn't care. He is in it to, again, capture our attention in any way that he can. And this coming up for Christmas, it's just a black stain, really, isn't it? However, in one way, we can relegate him. We can relegate him to the sidelines, even though he is damaging, and he will continue to damage. He will no longer be the president. Joe Biden will be. And so that makes it easier for us to bear in some ways. All right. Now, you'll know that he overrode the defence bill. I think my intuitive feeling is that I feel Congress is going to push back on that. I think there's going to be enough Republicans that will override Trump, but we'll read on that. I hope so. But what this, of course, is setting up is this break or splinter of Trump from the mainstream Republican Party. That's probably a question that we need to look at down the way a bit. But my feeling is he could very well even try and do a third party, or Republicans could break away and do their own conservative party. It's all in a state of flux. Now, the really sad thing about vetoing that defence bill was that those in your service, Defence Force, won't get their pay rises. There won't be money for essential projects. And of course, again, he doesn't care. He's vetoed, he has stopped the stimulus, again, coming out and saying, I want $2,000 checks for everybody. Well, let's see what the Republicans are going to do about that. I think, does he know that it's all over? Yeah, I think at some point he does, because these issuing of pardons, that's all about acknowledging that the end of his term is near. It's just so tragic that he has been allowed to get away with this, that he wasn't impeached by the Republicans at that point and just they put Pence in. I think in some way they're miscalculations with Trump. that not standing up to him is actually now going to be, he's their devil. The devil is on their back. All right, so first of all, Will McConnell. Now, I wanted to finish also, before I start the reading, I need to tell you about a dream I had last night. I was in an elevator, God forbid, in the Trump Tower, and we were going up and the elevator stalled and then dropped a few floors. It was very frightening, but then it stopped and nobody could get out. Those that were in there couldn't get out except for me. Somehow I got out of there and went down and said, there's this elevator that's stalled. I don't think it got going again. But that's an interesting dream. Metaphorically might mean that somehow, some way, he's going to be stopped in some way. All right. Having said that, let's take a look. First of all, at the stimulus. So there were $600 checks, and of course, Democrats had originally proposed $2,000, then the Republicans had watered it down to $1,200, and then finally $600, and they signed it to get something to people. But originally, the Democrats wanted $2,000 bills. Trump's now cut $2,000 stimulus payments going to individuals. Now, Trump's come in and thinks that he can drag the limelight back to him and he'd be seen as a good guy. No, it's more than spilt milk. It's just a disaster where he is concerned there's nothing much left with him, and any goodwill that he could engender has long gone. So let's see, will Congress pass these $2,000 stimulus payments? Will Congress pass $2,000 stimulus payments? So we've got the King of Swords. So, this is, again, lawyers nutting things out, investigations. This can be attorneys getting involved. The Ace of Wands is a good sign that they may well do that. And we've got the Ace of Cups, 2 aces. It's looking good, but this King of and 3 of Pentacles working together to achieve something. I don't know about this King of Swords. This could be the legislators themselves, but we've got 2 aces, so it's looking pretty good that a higher stimulus check will go out. So that's good news. Let's just drill down a little bit on this King of Swords. I'm not sure what he's doing here. Who is this King of Swords? It could be Trump again, himself, trying to sit in that throne again and have his will done, because the King of Swords doesn't, is all an authority, and they have that sword there. Show me what this King of Swords is doing here. So we have the 3 of Cups, which is celebration. So yes, the King of Swords, the legislators will redraft, and it looks like the Republicans will have to go along with that $2,000 stimulus, or at least a higher stimulus package than what they originally proposed. So that's good news for Americans. When it will get there, I don't know. I would say quite quickly, because of the Georgia runoffs and the economy, the US economy. So let's next see whether the Republicans will veto his veto. Will the Congress hold firm and vote that defence and ignore his veto, or ignore his stopping it, the passage of the bill? Will they push it through without his signature? Will Congress push the defence bill through without Trump's signature? The Lovers, Trump's appearing here. Temperance, moderation. So their connection with him is tempered. The challenge is moderation. The Emperor is at the foundation of the reading, taking control, and Trump, of course, being the Emperor. In the past, we have Biden, the King of Cups. So, you know, that they are all aware that, you know, that Biden will be the new president. And anything they do now is, you know, will be open for scrutiny. We've got the star, which is in the sky. That's healing, coming together and healing. I see Trump and I see Biden here, and I see the president here. So I see three separate things, which is leading me to believe that they might stick to their guns. Oh no, that's an awful saying. They might stick to their original will, their original vote. Now we've got the Two of Pentacles. It is again, Trump is not the Democrats' problem. Yes, he's America's problem, but he's very much the Republicans' problem as well. The Two of Pentacles, walking a tightrope with this man. And look, the Nine of Swords. I don't think there would be any Republicans in Congress that weren't nervous today, and particularly Mitch McConnell, because look what we've got. They are now, in doing what he did. There was a report from one of the Republicans to, I think it was it Jim Acosta at CNN. They basically said they are stuffed. Trump has literally stuffed them up in doing what he did. The Tower moment is coming, and it's here. And they're very anxious about what he's doing. There is great loss with this Five of Cups. The Five of Swords, an abuse of power, which is, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles as well, new starts. And we've got the Eight of Wands, things coming forward very quickly. What's at the base of the pack? New starts, new starts. I feel they might stick with their original vote, or enough of them anyway. But the Five of Swords is an abuse of power. Well, that kind of just sums up the Republicans. So let's take a look. Does this Five of Swords mean that they will stick with their original vote? Does this Five of Swords mean they will stick with their original vote? The Chariot. So, things coming at them very, very quickly. They're unprepared for this. A smaller, I'm not sure. It may not be all of them, but I think there will be enough of them because we've got illumination and new starts here. There is an abuse of power here as well, a sabotage, a self-sabotage and a sabotage. And that's the general energy for the Republican Party and Trump now and their relationship. It's kind of doubled back on them big time. This can sometimes mean a no, that they will flip and do what he wants. But because I've got the Chariot card, the Page of Wands and the Sun's there, which are all, two of those cards are yes cards, and clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, which is new starts and everything coming very, very quickly. I'm inclined to think, well, that they have to make a choice. I'm inclined to think that the bill, some of them will retreat and some of them will hold firm. So I'm inclined to think that there will be enough votes to reach that 2/3 majority to override Trump. And in that case, the Georgia runoff, which I have all read on time and time again, we might take one more look at it. Now, the Georgia runoff, this could very well seal the fate of that, and the Democratic senators could be elected. I've already seen that one will be. I think that's Warnock, and I think Ossoff takes it to a recount or a review, and eventually it doesn't look as certain for him, or it looks certain for one and not the other. But let's take a look. Just an update now after the events of the last week. Will the Democrats win the Georgia runoff? Will the Democrats win the Georgia runoff? It's a mountain to climb, I'm seeing, so no miracles here, but I am seeing people climbing it. Will the Democrats win the Georgia runoff? Three of Wands, it's looking good, but could be a wait here for results, recounts, court challenges, etc. These are good cards. These are good cards for the Democrats and the world. So I've got 3 yeses and 4 yeses. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good for both of them. They've done enough work. They're waiting for their ship to come in. There could be a wait for results. We've got full illumination. The Sun card is happiness, rejoicing. It's the strongest positive card in the pack. We've got the World, endings and new beginnings. And then we move straight into our new beginning, our Aquarian energy, the truth, the truth, the truth. So 4 of Pentacles and Judgment as well. And the Knight of Swords, the truth. The truth is coming to the surface. So, look, you know, I may be right, I may be wrong. I'm not always right. But I think it looks good for at least 1, and it looks good for possibly 2, although it looks like there's going to be a bit of a wait. But to me, these are 1, 2, 3, 4 yes cards, and I can only respond to the cards. Let's just say I feel very positive result for the Democrats. I hope I'm right. All right, January the 6th, of course, I'll read again on this closer to the date. I think whatever he's planning, he'll be stopped in some way. If there was a line, he's way over it with the Republicans. Of course, he's way over it with everybody else, but even with the Republicans. So on January the 6th, will the Electoral College vote be ratified and pushed through the Congress? Will the Electoral College vote be pushed through, ratified, pushed through the Congress? So there's going to be high shenanigans with that Tower moment. That's what he's been planning. And of course, with those in Congress, it doesn't mean to say it won't go through. There will be a show put on, a theatre put on. It'll be very destructive theatre. Ultimately, it does go through, but you've got this abuse of power. So it's definitely, to be aware, it's definitely planned. It's definitely planned to upend things with that Tower card. It will do damage. Whatever they do will do a lot of damage. He's got some loyal people on side. However, there is a new start, so it will be pushed through. But look at this abuse of power. And we've got the Ace of Cups showing us that after this terrible show, the Democrats, that's my card for the Democrats, they actually do get put through, and double confirmation with the Fool. We do have a new start ensuing, but make no mistake, he's planning this. He's planning this with some loyal sycophants, and we do have the vote ultimately being ratified, the Electoral College vote ratified. Or the Electoral College results ratified, but there will be this terribly destructive, and he's planning this with the Moon card, this terribly destructive show coming from Republicans in the House and possibly 1 or 2 in the Senate. But ultimately, the Democrats hold the House, and Mitch McConnell is not going to stray away, nor is the sycophant Lindsey Graham. There will be enough senators there to receive the votes. Now, Mike Pence is an interesting case study at this time. He does want to run in 2024. He's planning an overseas trip. I don't know what all that's about, but the Electoral College votes will be ratified in the favour of Biden. It's the only way legally it can go down, but there will be this destructive sideshow. Not all carnivals are fun, and not all carnivals are benign. Some of them can harbour quite sinister elements. All right, so will Mike Pence, accept the votes and do what he does in that it's ceremony? Will Mike Pence accept the votes and declare the winner? Page of Wands. So, yes, he will. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so legacies. And we've got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, and moving out of troubled waters. That's also travel. The Six of Cups going back to the past. He's got a lot vested in this, but we have the Moon card and the Eight of Wands. Ultimately, I will, but I'm just getting funny. I need to find out where he will be. Will he even be in the country? It will be ratified, but I think I'll do a fuller reading on Pence closer to January the 6th, because when he turns, yeah, I mean, they're all weasels, aren't they? All right, there's the reading. I don't want to make it long because I've got lunch to get to, but a very, very Merry Christmas to you all, and a Happy New Year, and holiday season. I wish you all the best, you and your families. Please stay safe. Thank you for supporting my channel. And I'll be back with that New Year crystal ball. Ooh, if I can lift it. I'm actually going to do some literal crystal ball gazing and see what I can see. It's an interesting thing to do because it actually, you go into like a trance and various objects start to form in your clairvoyant view. It's one thing to see clairvoyance out of your third eye, and to have that clairaudience as well, which is what I have. It's almost a different, it's a more subtle kind of process. So I'm going to be doing that for you for New Year's Eve. Not on New Year's Eve, but certainly before New Year's Eve. So you've got some predictions for 2021. I know last year I got a real pull to China. I thought there was going to be a disaster. And like a natural type disaster emanating out of China. It was going to be a huge one. Well, that was the virus. Let's see what we can see for 2021. So again, thank you. All the best. I'll be back again.